Now, are you prepared to be a cryptocurrency investor? Well, let's talk about that. And this is what you can expect in this next video. So what can we do next with our crypto coins? What are the top 5 tips I would give to new crypto investors? What links you should visit? And a surprise. I made something funny for you guys, but you'll have to wait till the end of this video. Now, if you're new to this video, I recommend you start by watching episode 1 by clicking this link here, where we talk about all things cryptocurrencies and makes it easier for you to get started. Now, I wanted to mention that there is, of course, a lot of fascinating information that could not have been included in order to keep it short, concise, and relatively simple. Now, I see cryptocurrencies as a more profound concept than just making quick money. Decentralized cryptocurrencies represent something bigger. Believe in freedom, liberty, the individual choice, and responsibility for your own actions. Not seeing that, which is this true value proposition of cryptocurrencies, would be really disappointing to me after all we have gone through. You are entering a space that might be a bit confusing at some points, and you'll face situations where you'll not know what path to follow, like what to do if the investment lowers in value, or what to do if it rises a lot. You'll feel more orientated if you can recognize what type of investor profile you are. In my case, I'm a long-term investor, so it's easier for me to know what direction I want to follow in unexpected situations. And in any case, with cryptocurrencies, you generally have 3 options. You either sell them, use them, or you hold them. Let me explain why I like using and holding them instead of selling them. Okay, so why use them? Besides for its ease of use benefits, there is something else. Now, if I can directly use cryptocurrencies to pay for things instead of converting them to fiat paper first, I'm avoiding having to sell them in the exchanges, which creates downward pressure on the price, which hurts our interests, and thus it's the opposite of what we want. When I'm about to purchase something, I always first Google if I can buy it with cryptocurrencies. Like taking a cab, for example, which many are starting to accept cryptos, by the way. And sometimes it's exactly the same price, so I pay with cryptos. But I often need to choose between paying less with fiat or paying a bit more, but being able to use my cryptos on a merchant that accepts them. I always try to choose the paying with cryptos option, because in doing so, I'm increasing the value of cryptocurrencies, and therefore indirectly being sort of refunded over time. And the more we all do that, the more crypto are worth, and the more we benefit. So the other thing to do is just to hold them as an investment. And this is what most people do with the majority of their cryptocurrencies. Now, just by storing them in your wallet, some cryptocurrencies can increase in value immensely. But on top of all of that, you can increase their yielding and diminish your risk. So as we saw in the previous videos, proof of stake currencies allow you to stake your coins from your wallet. So this not only allows you to be invested, but it actually allows you to receive interest on your investment. And we'll tell you a bit more about that before the end of the video. But the truth is that there is actually more that you can do than just invest and passively wait. If you are facing a decision of should I invest more or should I be cautious and invest less, here is what I'll tell you. Invest less and contribute more. Invest less in quantity and more in time. Take the time to sit down with friends and talk to them about cryptocurrencies. Show them this series from episode 1 so they can do the same and spread the network. And this will benefit you, it will benefit them, and it will benefit everyone. And that's the network effect, and you should do it.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Now, I've prepared a list of my top 5 tips, and they've helped me. Now, I don't like telling people what to do, but I get asked for advice so often that the best possible thing is to tell you what I tell my family to do, and so here it is in 5 pro tips. Now, number 1 is to use your brain juice meaningfully. Now, every day there is like a kind of limited amount of information that you can learn, and that's your daily brain juice. And you can decide if you want to spend it watching kitten videos or something that will increase your knowledge. Allocate some of your brain juice towards your investment. Now, my tip number 2 is remember the famous investing saying, never invest more than you can afford to lose. Some people get into mortgages to invest in cryptocurrencies, and it's a very risky thing that I would not advise to do. If you are over-invested, you will not be able to control yourself when the prices move. So stay on your range of means. The other question can be valid too, however. Can I afford to lose some of these investments opportunities? This sort of big wealth transfers do not happen every decade. Now, we are contemplating the effects of decades of accumulated economic malfeasance pressure in monetary policy, which is being released, propitiating the rise of cryptocurrencies. I know many don't have the resources to invest as much as they would want, but for those who really want to invest, I think many of us can put 10% aside every month, or 5%, or 1%. If you are constant, disciplined, and patient, you can achieve big things. So my tip number 3 is be hype resistant.
Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Be water, my friend.
You need to take decisions from a place of clear-headedness. The worst possible way to invest is with a FOMO mentality, which is fear of missing out. Pumps and dumps are a good example. In cryptocurrencies, there are groups of traders that pop the price of a cryptocurrency up by using different tactics, like creating hype on social media, chat rooms, forums, etc. So inexperienced individuals chasing quick money buy into it at the top when the others are dumping their coins and then it drops. Now this normally happens with small crypto projects, so don't buy into these things. Now tip number 4 is to stay aware of fake news. Ignore the mainstream media when it comes to cryptocurrencies. On TV, journalists, they know less than you do now that you've seen this full course. Recently, several central banks were caught staging a fake narrative about cryptocurrencies and paying some influencers to spread this fake anti-crypto content. Media is full of biased opinions, both pro and anti-crypto. Keep that in mind, research diligently, and come up with your own opinions. Now tip number 5 is to always diversify. It's important to be diversified since the economy can be very volatile and diversification lowers your risk. You can be more invested in some asset classes than others, so I'd always advise to not put all the eggs in the same basket. I would suggest taking precious metals into account since they've been a very good hedge against inflation and economic downturns for centuries.
So we're getting to the last part of this course, but that does not mean that your cryptocurrency adventure stops here. I have 2 lists of handy links for you. List 1 is about energy related content, as I promised you, and list 2 is about broader stuff. So let's start with the energy related sources. Okay, so link number 1 is obviously the official Energi website, which is energi.world. This is the main avenue to learn about energy. Number 2 is Energi social media link, so you can stay well connected. On the YouTube channel, it's where there's this free course is hosted. On Twitter to get the latest news, and as well as Facebook. Number 3 is Discord, which is also a social media platform, but it's a bit different. So here is where most of the community is, and it's the place to go if you want to get directly in touch with energy investors. Number 4 has to do with passive income. As you know, masternodes are a great way to receive interest on your investment. Here is a link to a setup guide on how to do it. Moving on to the other list, these links will help you expand your knowledge at a wider scale. So the first link is for those who are interested in the technical side of blockchain technology. So if you are a tech geek, this is for you. Number 2 is about crypto news. Here you have the most popular websites. One is coindesk.com and the other one is cointelegraph.com, and both cover the most relevant news of the cryptoverse. Alright, so link number 3 is for a really great documentary called Hidden Secrets of Money. Now I definitely recommend you watching it when you have some time. You'll see how amazing it is and you'll learn many awesome things. And number 4 is the surprise I told you about. So here it is. I've prepared a crypto quiz game. Fun way to test your crypto skills. Go ahead and see what your score is and let me know in the comments. I hope you had a great time with this course and you learned a lot. Take care you guys. See you later.